Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. As you know, Donald Trump plans to impose a blanket 20% tariff on all imports to the United States. Now, of course, that extra 20% tariff will be paid by the American companies doing the importing, which will then force them to raise prices on Americans, but it will also make America import less. And according to the estimates done by the University of Sussex, that will hit UK exports by about 2.6%, shaving about 0.8% off the entire UK economy. So I want to do some maths with you. Because right now, politicians and journalists in the UK are talking about how we need to start being nice to Trump in order to avoid him putting a tariff on our exports. But a lot of these same politicians and journalists are the ones saying that we shouldn't undo Brexit. Now, according to the Office of Budget Responsibility, which is basically the economic brain of the UK government, Brexit is costing 4% of our entire economy. Because the UK does 17.6% of our trade with the United States, but 46.7% of our trade with the European Union. It's not even close. Now, if these politicians and journalists are willing to bend the knee to Trump in order to protect 0.8% of our economy, but they're not willing to go back to the EU and say we made a mistake in order to save 4% of our economy, just say you like fascists. Especially when Trump has explicitly said that in any trade deal he does, he will make the healthcare system of that country pay more for drugs so that Americans pay less. So if we were to do a deal with Trump in order to protect that 0.8%, it would cost us the NHS. Remember how UK Prime Minister Theresa May refused to rule out effectively selling off parts of the NHS to the US? Hell, even Conservative politician Dan Hannan, who's one of the campaign chairs of the Vote Leave campaign that won the Brexit referendum by promising more public money for the National Health Service, within a couple of years was arguing that we should allow private American companies to run parts of the NHS. And by comparison, when the European Union was trying to negotiate a deal with the US, they managed to get an agreement in writing that whatever deal they negotiated would not prevent the nationalization of healthcare. Because if you're negotiating as a trade bloc of 28 countries, you've got a bit more leverage to demand certain things than if you're just negotiating by yourself. But apparently the Brexiteers forgot that. They'd rather leave the NHS in Donald Trump's molesty little hands than admit they were wrong. I'm Femi, make sure you follow F Politics so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.